What's going on, muscle monsters? Alain Gonzalez here. I'm actually on my way home from the gym, and just wanted to shoot this video real quickly. I wanted to talk about the 4 most important factors in your training program. All right, regardless of what kind of a training program you are on, if the goal is to build muscle, then these are 4 things that we have to consider when we're either creating the program or when we're choosing the program. Okay, the first thing is progression. We know that the main pathway by which we will build muscle is through progressive overload, to kind of just get better over time or get stronger over time, right? That's why we go in the gym, we bench press 135 for 4 sets of 8, and if we continue to do that, we are no longer stimulating growth, right? Because we've already adapted to that stress. So in order to grow, we need to increase the stress by either doing 4 sets of 10 or just bumping it up to 140 or 145 and doing the same sets, 4 sets of 8. Okay, so that's progression. That's the most important point or part of your training program. Next is volume, sets times reps. And the reason volume is important is because it dictates how long the muscle is under tension. Okay, another thing that you have to consider is that if we were to go into the gym and do, for example, 1 set of 1, and then an identical version of ourself goes in and does 4 sets of 8, or even 1 set of 8, who do you think is going to produce more growth, right? It's probably going to be almost irrelevant, the intensity at that point. But the guy who is doing the 1 set of 8 reps, given the intensity is at least 65%, is going to grow more, even if the other guy's, stronger. Okay? So that's why volume is important. But as I mentioned before, with the example of the guy doing 4 sets or 1 set of 8, the volume has to be a certain intensity, and this is why intensity is important. Okay, they did a study where they compared low reps, moderate reps, and high reps, and the guys who did low reps and moderate reps, they produced more hypertrophy than the guys doing high reps, and this is because of the intensity. Okay, the guys doing the high reps were not training heavy enough to stimulate sufficient growth. The other guys, on the other hand, who were training with lower reps but higher intensity, still had sufficient volume, and they were building muscle because they were lifting heavy enough. All right, and then the last thing is frequency, and frequency is important for 2 main reasons. Number 1, the repeated bout effect. All right, we've seen that the more frequently we train a specific muscle group to a degree, the faster we begin to adapt and recover for that particular muscle group, right? So faster adaptations, faster recovery means faster growth. All right, and another reason is the training-induced muscle protein synthesis. And so what research shows is that 24 hours following your training, muscle protein synthesis is elevated, right? And then it drops back to baseline at about, let me go back. The muscle protein synthesis that's elevated, it's about doubled at the 24-hour mark, okay? But by the time it reaches 36 hours, it starts dropping back to baseline, right? So you're at that kind of baseline level of muscle protein synthesis, okay? So here's what happens. You train your chest once a week, you elevate muscle protein synthesis. After 36 hours, it's back to baseline and doesn't go back up again until you train your chest. So if you're training your chest once a week, you're not going to see that spike till the following week. However, on the other hand, if you're training your chest twice a week, you're going to see that spike twice in the same week. This means that you are in an anabolic state. You are in a state where you're actually building muscle more frequently than someone who's training just once per week. All right, this is not to say that you can't make significant gains on a program where you're training each muscle group once per week. I just think it's not optimal. So those are the 4 things: progression, volume, intensity, and frequency. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, click the like button below. Make sure to subscribe for more videos. If you haven't already, make sure to grab Mass in a Flash. It's completely free. It's a 12-week program with a nutrition protocol. I'll put the link below. Just go there, put your name and your email address. You'll get instant access to that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.